Good evening, everyone. I, Dr. Amita Shrastha, Secretary, BGMF, and Director of Branches Center for Research, Training and Consulting, welcome you all. Before we start, I would like to have a brief introduction of our panel members, starting with Mr. Vinay Agarwal, who is President, BGMF. A brief introduction I am giving of Mr. Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal is a graduate of IIT Kanpur and IIM Calcutta. He is a business growth, business strategy, and business turnover expert. He has over 30 years of experience in the corporate sector, with 18 of these being as a CEO in Indian business group and MNCs. He has consulted with owner management companies with the help them achieve breakthrough results in sales and profits. Vinay has been associated with Stockholm School of Economics, Executive Education, IIM Calcutta, IIM Indore, IIM Lucknow, and Symbiosis Group of Institutions as visiting faculty. He is a speaker of business code and third and published a mini book which is entitled as Are You Getting the Growth You Truly Deserve? 7 fail-proof strategies that guarantee 2x revenue in 18 months. Now let me introduce Mr. Anil Kumar Jain. Mr. Jain is an MBA in marketing and postgraduate in computer programming, and systems analyst with rich and diversified experience of 35 plus years in varied fields: computer programming, system analysis and design, barcoding, process automation, and consulting. He worked in India and overseas with proven track record on how to introduce and implement barcode technology to automate process in an industry. He played an important role to introduce barcode technology in India. He started his career as computer programmer and graduated being system analyst. When in country was he started his career with computer programming, graduated being system analyst. When uh, country was struggling to promote computers, he had first stint of barcodes with Pitney Bowes marking system UK and Monarch marking system Inc., Ohio, USA. He was assigned to introduce and promote barcode technology in India and trained industry leaders around 1988 onwards. He is a pioneer promoting the barcode technology in India. He is one of the founder member of AIDC Technologies Association of India in order to promote barcode and RFID technology in the country. He floated and presently chairman of an institute called Institute of AIDC Technology and Sciences. He is managing various businesses entities. He is managing director of Best Barcode System Private Limited, BBSPL. This organization is promoting using users of barcode, RFID and IoT related hardware through pan-India network and dealers. BBSPL is authorized to market and service product of many MNCs like Zebra, Honeywell, PSC, etc. He is associated with numerous social organizations, NGOs, and serving them in various capability, which is his passion, as he believes that one must return back to society. Mr. G.A. Pankaj Jain, he is an accomplished CMA, CS, and alumnus of IIM Calcutta, with vibrant spirit of entrepreneurship and mentor of PGMF, having over 30 years of diversified experience across wide spectrum of industries while working at India and overseas, working at top corporate level positions like VP, CFO, CEO, Director. He has successfully managed the reputed business houses such as Super Seals, IIP, ERA Infrastructure, etc., including mega infrastructure projects under public-private partnership, having cost over 15,000 crores. He has managed numerous strategic business initiatives involving venture formation, demergers, divestment, cost optimization, and many more. He is associated with many social economic initiatives in various capacities and is mentor to many startups with the objective of helping them to achieve sustainability and scalability of their businesses. He is a postgraduate in commerce and CCS University with affiliation of leading professional bodies such as ICAI, CMA, ICSI, IOD, IIM Calcutta, IMA, IIA, CSI, and is faculty to leading business schools, professional bodies, industries, and associations. This is a brief of our panel members, and I welcome you all here at this forum where we have an endeavor to fulfill a subordinate goal of creating MNCs out of MSMEs. Pankaj ji is going to introduce the idea of BGMF in detail. Over to Pankaj ji.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. So, Bharat Global MSME is a premier platform established with the prime objective of giving a boost to micro, small, and medium enterprises across the country. We have been at the forefront of policy implementation, policy amendment, and encouraging MSME to avail various incentives and available government schemes, along with tapping business and investment opportunities in the area of Make in India. And our core theme of the core theme of Bharatiya Global MSME is that how we can help MSME to transform into MNCs. For this, we organize various activities and training programs to impart knowledge and skills that help to scale MSMEs and make them globally competitive. And our today program is especially in this particular topic only. Our services are focused towards making MSMEs more innovative, market-oriented, competitive, and customer-focused to move to the next level in the value chain. And we support MSMEs in the many ways, like providing a platform for promotion of their products and services, assisting in business growth, supporting with capacity building and productivity enhancement, ensuring utilization of various government schemes for domestic and export promotion, helping in channelizing financing from banks, financial institutions, venture capitalists, private equity, expanding business opportunities through a range of specialized services and global linkages, promoting innovation and internal competitiveness, and fostering cooperation and collaboration. So, friends, we are helping MSMEs because normally MSMEs have the mindset to avail the only government schemes or having certain kind of their business focus, more focusing on domestic. So our main focus is that how they can transform themselves on the global basis. They can envisage themselves as a global player, and the scale, size, and stage of their business does not matter. It is just a question of mindset and just changing their trajectory from MSME to the MNC trajectory. And believe me, if you are in an MNC trajectory, you can create your sustainable institution, and you can have a scale in your profits and in your sales without any doubt. So with this, I hand over to you, Dr. Amita.
Amita, you are on mute.
Amita ji. Amita ji, you are on mute. You are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Pankaj ji.
Yeah.
Today's webinar's topic is lean manufacturing and ZED implementation. For achieving MNC status, we need to change our mindset, work culture, efficiencies, and excellence tools have to be implemented overall, and all-round developmental changes are to be implemented. So, in this endeavor, we have invited Mr. A.N. Singh to throw light more on this concept. I would like to invite Vinay ji for to elaborate the conceptual framework of the webinar. Over to you, Vinay ji.
Good evening, everybody. I won't stand between you and our illustrious speaker for very long. Just a couple of lines. This lean, it came out of Toyota Motor Company in Japan, and where the whole idea was that they were trying to be beat the world, and they did not have any tools and techniques. So they started on just in time, and then leading to lean, and so on and so forth. And automobile industry, as you know, is at the cutting edge of all these initiatives, and from there it has flown into various industries. Details Mr. Singh will tell us about, because he's the expert. But basically it flowed from there. And what is the effect we see on that as consumers? If you take in the last 20 or 25 years, if you take the kind of costs of materials which have gone up, and you compare that with the cost of the vehicles, as they have gone up, there's a vast difference. That is because various initiatives like Lean and these Z is a more modern Lean and Zero Defect, and now we have Zero Effect on top of it. So all these initiatives have led to huge amount of efficiencies, huge amount of savings, which then is passed on to consumers. So if raw materials went up by 2x, maybe the price of the cars went up by 1x. So it's something like that. So with that context, and these things, it's not only for automobile, or it is the kind of things which Mr. Singh will talk about. I have had discussions with him, I've seen his presentation, is something which is extremely relevant to anybody here who's running an industry. And sometimes we think that these things are only for industry. It is actually sometimes applicable to service businesses or individual consulting practices and so on too, if you have to adapt it. But the concept is the same. You have to adapt the language to a different environment. So thank you very much for that. And over to Dr. Amita to introduce the speaker.
Dr. Amita, I will just take a minute. Just give me a minute.
She's just introducing the speaker. So
I need 1 minute. So before Dr. Amita take it further, so I will just take a opportunity to introduce Dr. Amita very, very briefly. Dr. Amita Srivastava is presently holding position of the director at Branches Center for Research, Training and Consultancy, Ghaziabad, India. She is throughout the gold medalist and is a well-known expert in management philosophy, strategic management, human resources development, quality systems, and human values. She has worked for 24 years in areas of research, training, consultancy, training, and administration and management, and she has conducted many programs. She has widely experimented with new approaches to learning and creativity. She helped many SMEs to organize the structure and processes of the organization, institutionalize innovative methods of work, and inculcate healthy organization culture. So, Dr. Amita, over to you.
Thank you, Pankajji. Now, let me introduce our learned speaker, Mr. Akhilesh Singh. Mr. Singh is a management consultant associated with industry for the last 50 years. Currently, he is principal consultant at Lean Solutions, associated with the development, promotion, training, auditing, and implementation of Lean and ZED in various MSMEs. He has facilitated and mentored the learning and implementation of Lean, Six Sigma, ZED, and TQM in more than 350 organizations in India, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and UAE. He has also authored 16 books, including 3 practical books on lean manufacturing and ZED targeting, especially for MSMEs. Mr. Singh is a BTech from IIT, trained on Lean Six Sigma, BHU with diplomas in business management and Japanese management. He has a DQM in Japan, UK, and USA. He has worked in SAIL, Jindal Stainless Steel, Vicky, and Unido. So I welcome you on behalf of BGMS, Mr. Singh. And now the floor is yours, Mr. Singh.
Thank you, Amitaji. Mr. Jain, can I request you to upload the slides? Slides, please.
I think now it is visible on the screen.
It's not
Yes,
coming
it is
on
very
my
much
screen.
Yeah, it's visible here. It's visible here.
Now is it full screen I am just opening?
Yeah.
Yes, it is full screen visible.
Yeah. Okay, this is title is Transforming MSME into MNC through Lean Manufacturing and ZED. Just a minute. I'm not able to. Okay. So already my background is explained by Dr. Amita. I'm a lifelong learner of quality management. Since 1987, it has started formally with the ISO 9000. Since then, it is moving rapidly, and I am trying to learn as it is moving forward. So welcome, friends. Yeah, my slides are.
Actually, Singh Saab, I am driving this,
Okay. Yeah, then I'm just leaving. Okay, now the third slide is there, fourth slide is there. We have to change the belief. Every MSME has potential to become an MNC. The micro can become small, just like a small sapling. It can grow to big banyan tree like large MNC. How it can grow? The secret is that it has to adopt world-class manufacturing. So this is the approach to transform MNCs, transfer MSMEs to MNCs. The next one, please. So what's world-class manufacturing? It is the best practices to produce and deliver world-class quality products with the fastest speed at the most competitive price. So this is the basic approach, whether it is small company or big company, they have to deliver the world-class quality at the most competitive price. So world-class manufacturing is not one-time affair, neither a movement. It implies the continuous improvement of products, processes, people, and culture to remain an industry leader. So this has to be permanent feature of any industry who want to grow their business. Based on my experiences of large number of MSMEs as well as the big industries, what are the problems faced by MSMEs? It can be broadly classified in two categories: technical issues and business issues. What are the technical issues? Poor quality product, higher cost, uncertain delivery, and the products are not globally competitive. It is happening because of their imperfect processes and systems, and mainly due to lack of proper knowledge and skills of technicians and managers of MSMEs. Business issues are rising input costs, reducing revenue, financial constraints, poor access to market, regulatory issues, infrastructure limitations. There are so many other policy matters. So here, the business issues are basically external. So in this presentation, I'm not going to touch it. It's only concerned with the technical issue. Now, in this slide, you see the world-class manufacturing is a methodology, which is a means, and the ultimate goal is to attain global competitiveness. I personally feel, after 5 decades of exposure, the key to success of any industry, whether it is small or the big or large, whatever it is, the global competitiveness. The customer is looking for a globally competitive product, irrespective of the size of industry. So in my view, the global competitiveness is the key for all MSMEs. Now, why do most MSMEs fail to grow? The Japanese tool, YY analysis, very powerful but simple tool, I just applied. First, why industries are failing? It's because of products are not globally competitive. Why it is not globally competitive? Because their processes and management system are not capable to produce. Then why they are not produced? Because knowledge and skill of managers is not as per the latest requirements. Why they are not having a knowledge and skill, because there is no proper education training system in MSME. And why it is not happening? Because of the mindset. Entrepreneurs consider training and consulting expenses as cost, not an investment. So the major shift is required in mindset. In addition to the infrastructure, materials, and other resources, the training and consulting, or the knowledge and skill, is the most valuable investment for the industry. Unless they go for it, it will be difficult for them to grow. Yeah, the next one. So just a food for thought. Henry Ford, who is the father of mass production system, he invented moving assembly line in 1912. That's the basis of Industry 2.0 revolution. He says that if you keep doing what you have always done, you will keep getting what you have always got. During exposure to many MSMEs, I just asked them, since when you started. So some are 20 years back, some 30 years back. They are still doing same thing. Reason is that because they never wanted to change. Means basically they have to change their whole approach, their whole management system. So unless they change it, it will be difficult to grow. They will remain as MSME. So the change is the main guiding force, driving force, which will make them transform from MSME to MNC. Yeah. So what to change? It becomes the management of MSME is a very complex phenomenon. It's here we have to very specific what to change to become globally competitive. As you see in this, there are three things. I'm just talking based on the practical approach, what we have applied in many MSMEs after a lot of experience. So three things need to be changed: processes, people, and culture. All three are equally important. And without absence of any of these three, it is impossible for any MSME to get MNC status. Yeah. Now, going more detail and what exactly need to be changed. Already Dr. Amita told about the mindset. Everybody knows, but the mind and mindset is a very mysterious subject. In fact, I formally studied Vedanta. It is nothing but a mindset change. And the best case study in the world is Bhagavad Gita, what Lord Krishna did. Only he changed the mindset of Arjuna, and the rest of things is known. So here, what need to be changed in the mindset? Respect for the people. Toyota is one of the basic principles, respect for the people. This is one of the very, very lacking in our country, especially in MSME. The Malik Naukar concept will not do. Everybody is team worker and associate. Then customer focus. Most of the industry are the profit focused. So they have to change customer focused and ethical and moral behavior. All of us know from our society. And another thing, what I feel the most important is now happiness attitude. So these are in the mindset transformation is required. Then knowledge part, the technical and functional expertise for every person, manager, worker. And the second generic importance is continuous improvement technique. They must know problem solving technique, how to continuously improve, because this is a lifelong journey for any industry. They must learn, and these tools are every day coming, new tools are coming, these are evolving. Third is skill is what? What comes, knowledge comes to your fingers. So a standardized way of doing work means one method that everybody should follow. This is one of the key success tool for Toyota or Japan. Then finally, sustainability talked, control of pollutants, conservation of natural resources, and green environment. So all these has to come in the mind of entrepreneurs and the people, and they must be made aware for a holistic growth of MSMEs. Yeah, next please. So the process is a new definition given by Dr. Daniel Jones, the Lean guru. James Womack and Daniel Jones, these two MIT professors, they made to known the lean manufacturing, lean management to whole world. Fortunately, I had opportunity to learn from Daniel Jones in the Lean Enterprise Academy, UK. He gave a new definition of process. Process is a set of steps which must be performed perfectly in a proper sequence to deliver value desired by the customer. If you see, I've seen in most of the SMEs, processes like you are seeing in the completely khichdi part, mixed, jumbled. So what need to be done, it has to be made straight as you see in the figure. Unless it made simplified from the complex nature, it won't work efficiently. So for this, various problem solving techniques has to be learned. Means lean is nothing but, broadly speaking, it is a problem solving technique to make complex process as simple and more productive. Yeah, next please. So third part is after discussing the people, process, culture. What is a culture? Culture is means begins with the top, begins from the top, the leadership style. My observation of all companies, not only the small, but MSME very dominantly, every MSME has got a unique style by the owner. Of course, it is a great thing because of entrepreneurship, they have established the industry, MSME, whether it is small or the big, but style is unique in every company. And then according to their style and thinking and working philosophy, the whole industry works. Now, recently, just few years back, Lean Gurus, they have standardized the leadership style. The leadership standard work, there's already a book based on the Toyota, so it has been simplified. Then the management system, each one are having their own freestyle management system, it has to be standardized. Then as, again, I repeat, one of the very, very important, respect for the people. Even the junior most person should be respected as a person, irrespective of their designation. This culture has to be brought in our country, not only in the MSME, in every area of our activity. Then the continuous improvement, the tools are every day, new tools are coming. They have to learn and continuously improve. And the very important is happiness environment. In fact, today's paper, Daily Times, if you have seen, there's a news is there. Today, Finland is recognized as the happiest country. After that, Denmark, and of course, Bhutan, and there are so many countries. India is 125th. But I don't know how they measure the metrics, but one of the basic purpose of life is happiness. That should become a culture, some I'll call not a spiritual, but total cosmic concept has to be introduced in the company. Means with the happiness only you can be more productive, you can be more satisfied. I have done some work in this area. So personally, I feel this is one of the very important aspect of the culture of a company. Okay, please, next one. Then sir. So how to change? The $1 million question. There is no need of reinventing wheel. In fact, a very interesting story behind it. Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, everybody must be aware, he was a late Dr. Krishnamurthy was chairman of Maruti, chairman of BHEL, SAIL, so many companies. And during Dr. Manmohan's regime, he was the chairman of National Competitiveness Committee. I was working that time in FICCI. So he designed a program of lean manufacturing for the industry, whole structured. DIPP was involved. I was also interacted during that. So they designed a program, lean manufacturing for MSMEs, how they can be more competitive. Scheme was developed, funds were sanctioned, and she started with MSMEs. The first batch started in 2010. Since then, I'm involved. I did very first batch of in the Faridabad for auto component industry. Then twice during last 10, 12 years, it has been revised. First lean manufacturing based on the feedback, 2006 revised scheme. And again, just on 10th of March, the new scheme has been launched, revised, giving up to 90% fee, consulting fees paid by the government to encourage, because the GDP growth mostly depends on the MSME exports. And the more important is today giving the employment, a social obligation for industry. So the mostly MSMEs are employing the unskilled and semi-skilled people. So their growth is most important for the growth of a country, for the peace and stability in society by giving the employment. So during last 12 years, I myself implemented in more than 50 MSMEs. It is a very big challenge because the people are not knowledgeable, and as all of you told, the mindset of MSMEs is quite challenging to change, is difficult, but gradually they have changed and now realizing the benefit of Lean. Many MSMEs are more aware about Lean than the large companies. And then 2014, you must remember, during the 15th August speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he gave a slogan that zero defect, zero effect we must produce. After that, the assignment was given to Quality Council of India to formulate the model. So I was involved in the formulation as a associate consultant with the Quality Council of India. So during 2016, the first model was launched for certification of zero defect and zero effect model. There were 50 parameters, but because of the complexity, the response was not good. So just in the November, it has been again simplified, sustainable ZED certification. So the new scheme has been launched with 20 parameters, made both the schemes were made simpler so that the industry can adopt it. And for these two, the thousands of consultants, assessors, rating agencies were trained during the earlier campaign, and again government is going to push it. So the ZED is also means based on the lean manufacturing, plus it is added environmental aspect, safety and health, and conservation of natural resources. This has been added because of sustainability issue, which has become a global concern for all kind of industry. And this is important also because this is our professional and moral responsibility to hand over a better world to our next generation. Okay, please. Yeah. Next. So, in fact, during my consulting, a lot of technicians and managers of MSME, they told me, sir, आप तो training देते हो, लेकिन वो भूल जाता. आप तो 2 घंटे 3 घंटे training देख चले जाते हो. There is no literature. So, being an author, I just wrote 3 books, especially for the SME. In Hindi, it was a very big challenge, but I enjoyed it, how they can learn it. And zero defect, because I was involved right from pilot testing, formulation of standard, implementation, training, everything. So all the tools means very simple way how they can learn about, provided a source of learning, this reference. So this way, I tried to serve the industry, and now I ask the publisher to just give on the production cost, means I'm not taking any benefit out of it. So this gives the comprehensive understanding and based on the requirement of basic knowledge. So these 3 books are providing complete guidance and seed for the growth of MSME to MNC. Yeah, next one, please. So now I'm just trying to cover, it is a very big subject. As per the record, Toyota took 30 years to mature the lean. This is on the record. So Toyota production system, there is a structured model. What it is in brief, it is a production management system to improve quality, increase speed of delivery. Now the speed of delivery is becoming very important. Today, the same thing what our Prime Minister has perceived and promoting Gati Shakti. Today, it is a belief that today's customer is money rich but time poor. So speed has become one of the very important delivery time, and this is one of the greatest lacuna of Indian industry. So hassle-free experience of a customer. Customer want just no hassles. Even after the post-purchase, they want good performance of the product and good service. Then competitive price, then cost reduction, which is going to increase the profitability of industry as well as the price for the customer. And the most important is sustainable growth. So this is in a nutshell what Lean can do. Yeah, yes, sir. Next one. So let's understand Lean in very simple way, how it works. So organization is what? Whether it is a big or a small, it is a network of processes: design, purchase, production, quality assurance, dispatch, logistics, accounts, financing. All these processes are interconnected in a black box of industry. So because of the input is fed, it undergoes through the network of process, and a final product output is different type of engineering product, any kind of product or service that is delivered by the black box of industry. Yeah, next please. What we do in industrial engineering, and all of you must be, we are using only 4 M's: materials, machine, manpower, and methods. And that these 4 M's inputs are passed through the processes and transform into products. Yeah, next one, please. During this process, yeah, previous one, we do only 2 kinds of activities: value-added activities, we create value for the customer, or generating waste. This concept was evolved in Toyota by the great inventor, means chief engineer Taichi Ono. He discovered this concept. So in all the process with the 4 M's, we are converting. We are doing 4 operations: detection, transportation, processing, and inspection, and doing only 2 kinds of activities: value and waste. So value is delivering a good quality product, what customer wants, what all stakeholders want. But knowingly, unknowingly, we are generating waste which nobody wants. So yeah, what's value and what waste? I'm just briefly describing. Yeah, yes, please. What is a value? As I told, the key is going to be global competitors. For a small or big company, if you are globally competitive, you will survive. Then only your product will be sellable. So what is the important? What is the value? It's world-class quality. It is a faster speed of delivery, hassle-free customer experience, especially the post-purchase. Before purchase, they are very warmly welcomed by the seller, but post-purchase response is very important. Then competitive price and good profit margin. So it takes care of all the supplier and the customer. It must be, this is the value we have to add during our process. Yeah, next one. What is a waste? Actual word, Japanese word is muda. That is much more than the waste, but the nearest translation is waste. So it is defined as any business activity that absorbs resources but does not add value. This is non-value added activities are just adding cost and making delays in the delivery. So Taichi Ono, he classified waste in 8 categories: the defects, waiting, transportation, motion, overproduction, non-utilized talent, inventory, and extra processing. It is a very big subject. It is not possible to cover in that. But understanding 8 kinds of defects, which is being produced in every process, whether it is a small industry or large industry or service industry, any industry, these are 8 kinds of defects. So now the secret of success lies how you can minimize or eliminate these 8 kinds of waste. That is going to decide the future of your company. Yeah, please. So why Chinese products are more competitive? Because you can see here, the cost of products, material cost remains same. The only differentiator is that Indian products, because of lack of knowledge, we are spending more money on the waste. And Chinese, because it was developed the concept in Japan, and they are from the same race, and because of their social system and all the similar kind of thinking, they very fastly catch and try to minimize. I've seen a lot of industries in Taiwan and MSMEs in Japan. So they learn the technique, and the differentiator is that because of the waste, less waste, they are more competitive. Even at the same price, they are making same profit. So the secret lies in the waste management, how you can detect and eliminate and prevent the heart of lean management is detection, elimination, and prevention of waste. This lot of tools are required. Yeah, next one, please. So lean approach to enhance global competitiveness. As I told you, just you try to detect, discover the invisible and visible waste, eliminate it using the problem-solving techniques, then prevent is by new tools and bringing the culture of quality. So these are the three important steps: detection, elimination, and prevention of waste is the key. And for this, various types of tools are required. The lean manufacturing basically making people to learn, implement, and deploy and build a culture of elimination of waste. And that is going to help the industry to become MNC. Unless these wastes are minimized and eliminated, one cannot become a better company. Yeah, yes, please. So there are a lot of tools. This is a toolbox of lean. The value stream mapping, really, it's an amazing tool. It's just like I have applied, I learned from Dr. Daniel Jones, who was instrumental in converting the material and information flow mapping was done by Toyota to a more powerful tool, value stream mapping. So I have undergone training under him in the UK. This is really very, very powerful. In fact, I call it most powerful tool. It is just like a CT scanners. You just pass on your body and all the knots in your body system is detected. In fact, I have done value stream mapping to large steel companies, small companies like BHL, everything. It reveals actual where the problems, constraints in the process. You speak to the process, not to the people, based on the data. Starting point is value stream mapping. Just like it, if you want to improve your health, first thing, comprehensive diagnosis. This is the tool. Then after that, there are so many tools, 5S, plant layout, visual standardized work, and there are many tools are there which need to be learned by the people and applied depending on the need of a specific process. So the lean manufacturing implementation is basically building their knowledge and skill of these tools, how to utilize the organization-wise, and then only they can improve it. So the value stream mapping is diagnostic journey, and all the tools used for the problem solving are the remedial journey. We can learn the lean from the doctor's two-step journey, diagnostic and remedial. So this way, lean is deployed by the whole organization. And lean recognizes who is the expert of process, people who are touching the process, not the external expert. So here, the people touching the process, unless they learn the technique, you cannot make the change. So more focusing on the frontline people, upgrading their knowledge and the skill. Yeah, yes, please. So lean transformation, how to transform it. This model is not based on any book. It is totally, I have developed based on my actual experiences in the small and large companies. First thing is that commitment. Personally, I feel the most important thing is commitment. And whose commitment? None other than CEO. Unless the CEO or the owner is committed, it's not possible. Just like we have seen the best example, Safai, Swachhata Abhiyan. The topmost CEO, जिस दिन उन्हें झाड़ू पकड़ लिया. Now whole country, now our country is far cleaner than what it used to be 5 years. Especially young children, I see who are going to nursery. Even the chocolate wrapper, they know where to drop it. They have learned. So the commitment is the most important thing. Unless the CEO or the owner who is driving the system, unless he is committed, it's impossible. If he is not committed, then the whole effort is waste. So he has to commit himself, drid sankalp, to go for it from beginning to end. Then only one should move. Then second, awareness training. Everybody should be aware. People must buy in the concept, and because their involvement is important. So the commitment and the awareness of people, they must know what to do, how to do. Then third is the change agent. In every company, you will find some person. I have seen it even the bigger steel plant. Every department, you will find some person, whatever job is given, he gets it done. Very positive. He is not cribbing for कि बहुत ज़्यादा काम दे दिया. So change agent, a positive person, he becomes a very important link between the top management and the consultant. And he drives, means he operates the whole thing. Then allocate budget. Three things are important: time, effort, and money. Unless these things are allocated by the CEO, it's impossible. It cannot be free. It demands a lot of time for the CEO and all other people, and efforts, physical, mental, all the efforts. So these are the three first step. Commitment, unless you do, should not move. Then identify problems. So here, transformation should not be just in the whole organization at a go. You select a pilot value stream, one area of your company, where you should try and develop a case study of your company. Then the next is diagnostic study. As I told, the value stream mapping. This tells where are the constraints, where are the problems, based on the authentic data from and the real experience of shop floor people. Then identify problems. So you cannot treat all the problems. You identify, prioritize, which are the critical one. So with the brainstorming, using the techniques and the experience of the managers, to develop solutions, develop a roadmap, and form project teams, cross-functional project teams, and implementation plan. This solution. Once you are having an implementation plan, then you train the project teams within the company, cross-functional teams, who will be driving the change, and they solve the problem under the guidance of a consultant, and they learn a lot of tools, problem-solving technique. So in the implementation is basically every problem is solved project by project. It has got a 3 to 4 months or even more the time duration, where the minimum 20% of their routine time, extra time, they have to devote for these new projects, so that the routine activity is not suffering. So additional effort is required by all the people for the improvement. Then projects are reviewed every month jointly by the teams under guidance of a consultant and the management. Then mentoring and hand-holding is done by the consultant, and results are objectively measured. So this way, solution is implemented, and improvement of the processes takes place, and you can see the result. Whole thing is objective. Nothing is subjective, measured. So finally, once processes are improved, then you have to scale up to all the processes gradually. So here, you have to build a culture. So what is a culture? The style of leadership should not be just autocratic or unique. So Lean has standardized what are the standard work for the leader, because a lot of philosophy is being taught in the MBA and leadership. So many things. I also undergone so many training during last 50 years. But here very clear, what are the standard work, what leader is supposed to do. The first time during last 3-4 years, it has been done. So this is the job of leadership. Then you have to develop a lean management system who should manage a system-based approach rather than current approach of the person-based approach in the MSMEs. Then again, I am emphasizing in the culture, most important element, respect for the people. This I felt here also, seeing that even junior most person, he should be respected. So the continuous improvement, these are the cultural transformation required, and then industry become lean enterprise. It becomes automatic mode, continuously learning, improving, and keeping pace with the global competition. So this is the practical framework based on my hands-on experiences and of course literature. So this is the real approach, how it can be implemented in any company. Yeah, next one, please. So what's the outcome, benefits of lean implementation? The quality, efficiency, speed that goes up, cost comes down, and this accelerates your business growth. So this is the simple approach which is impacting, which is going to contribute in the growth of MSMEs to become MNC. As I told, even the Toyota, it took 30 years. So this is not a shortcut. This is gradual. So this intervention is going to plant a seed of growth. What we can do from BG MSME forum, we can plant a seed and facilitate them to nurture, and gradually it can become. If you just analyze the history of great companies, means latest I find Havels. It was just Haveli Ram's a small company of, he was a trader and he purchased a company of wire making, plastic coated, and gradually now it is operating in multinationals, so many offices, so many product mix. Even the Microsoft, Hindustan Computers Limited, many companies, Reliance, I had an opportunity to give some consulting to the Reliance Patal Ganga project where they started. So all this started very small company and it has grown because of their proper knowledge, skill development, and establishing a world-class systems. Yeah, next one, please. So my recommended action plan, yeah, for MSMEs, the first action, what they should do, MSME, the commitment of CEO to go for transformation. It should not be just casual, drid sankalp chahiye to transform their people and culture. Along with that, they must make budget for time, effort, and money. Then only it will work. Then engage a consultant. Select a value stream and identify problems. Not the whole plant, just one area, product, and then set targets, develop solutions and roadmap for improvement, then train the people and to solve the problems and improve process and develop lean management system and lean culture. There's a simple steps what I recommend to the MSMEs, what they can follow towards their journey for MNC. There is no shortcut. We have to go by step based on the experiences of Toyota. It was just a power loom company before World War II. After World War II, they decided to go in the auto industry, an unknown entity, and they became today now the best management system and topmost company. From them, whole world is trying to learn. Yeah, yes, please. Next one. So another model, zero defect, zero effect certification, as I told the history, it is because of sustainability has become also challenge, and it has become a target has been fixed for every country. Along with the quality and productivity, profitability, we need to be concerned about the environment, conservation of natural resources, control of carbon footprints and all these things. So for the SMEs to create awareness, Prime Ministers raised this issue and the model has been simplified. Now the earlier 50 parameters were there, but it was not able to grasp by the SMEs. So it has been simplified. So this is a comprehensive model. I call it mini management system for the SME, which they can learn and adopt it. Because this is another big topic, so I can't cover this one. I'll have another special session on zero defect, zero effect only, then otherwise it will confuse both. But both are going to help the MSMEs to move towards their MNC journey. Yeah, next one, please. So Lean and ZED through, since 2016, the Tata Steel marketing, they approached me because of my MSME experiences. I've conducted more than 24 webinars, even the physical workshop before Corona. The many cities to their MSME customers, they call it emerging corporate accounts instead of MSME. They are trying to educate their customers to improve their quality. This is the only company they have taken initiative in spending, and I enjoyed it. So I can give the link on, there's many webinars are on the YouTube. So, and already based on this, actually what I experienced and learned, I tried to document it to help the MSMEs, and the many webinars on the same topics on all the tools you'll find on the website. So in fact, my idea was to start a correspondence course, because the learning model also we have to learn from Toyota, how they train their people. First, classroom training. Then they provide a lot of reference books for self-study. It's because classroom training, you cannot just retain everything. The self-study followed by examination, the self-study, then people implement through a Kaizen project. So I propose we can start a course, means with a structured curriculum, provide contact classes, maybe through technology or direct contact. Let the people study and absorb it and qualify the exam, a simple exam, and then complete a Kaizen project under guidance of their bosses in the company, which can be supervised by our forum. This way, we can really build the capacity of the people. It's not just by training. You cannot retain it. Training, self-study, qualifying, and the practicing with a Kaizen project in a structured manner. This way, the whole knowledge can be built up, and the MSMEs will be self-reliant, Atmanirbhar, to learn and implement these things. So this is the approach. Yeah, next please. So with this, thank you for patient listening by all the participants. So this means the whole purpose of this program was to trigger lean thinking. Unless we trigger the lean thinking, we cannot move. So this is a comprehensive overview. Otherwise, it is a very big subject. Thousands of books are there. Mostly American books are there. So this way, we can facilitate SME, not only SMEs, the bigger companies also, to develop lean culture. And this is more important apart from $5 trillion economic growth. Then most important, personally, I feel, the more important is provide employment to unskilled and skilled labor. That's going to be bigger challenge for the country than making more growth in the GDP. With this, I thank you all. Yeah. I'll be happy to answer any question. Yes, please.
Excellent, enlightening, mesmerizing. The words cannot define your session, Mr. Singh. It was a real treat to the ears.
Dr. Amita, your voice is low.
Okay.
Yeah, you can repeat.
I said excellent, enlightening. Was mesmerizing, the words are few, which cannot, I cannot explain the kind of flawless presentation it was. In simple words, you have so beautifully explained the this intricate.
Your voice is still very, very low, doctor. But anyway, we could manage to hear.
Now, the floor is open for the question and answer sessions. So please write your questions in the chat box. One by one, I'll take it to Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
I think we can also allow some person has raised the hand, Mr. Abhay Gupta. So if he would like to speak in person, so he can also speak.
And Dr. Amita, already there are some questions in the chat box. If you scroll back, you will find these questions. Yeah, Mr. Abhi Gupta, are you there?
Yes, yes. Hi, this is Abhishek here.
Please carry on
I,
with your question, sir.
yeah, my question was, with the MSMEs, although they might want to take up certification because of the fact the benefits that it comes, but you had mentioned about change agent being the intermediary between the consultant and the management. But how do you get a change agent? What I've seen is that in small firms, they try to take up certification for various benefits, but actually there's not a lot of the people are scared to kind of really change. So how do you hire a change agent from outside? How does that work practically? What have you seen, sir, in
No,
your vast experience?
I'll explain. See, every company, whether it is small or the big, I worked in the sale, every department, you will find some person who is happy to do every kind of work. He takes the challenges. This kind of attitude, even in your family, you will find somebody who happily gets done everything. So every company has got some person who can be a good link between the consultant, CEO, and the people. So change agent, the CEO has to decide who is the best person, because they know with a positive attitude, with a little senior authority, with a senior authority, who can get things done. And this is, I find everywhere you'll find somebody is there better than that. So the change agent, that is a very, very important role, because consultant is not going to make things happen. Change agent is going to control the people. But ultimately, as I told, the expert is who is touching the process. A welder is expert. I am metallurgist. I cannot be better welder. I can explain the metallurgy of it, but I can't do it better. We know that you call automobile engineer, he can't repair your car, but mechanic just within few minutes he can repair. So change agent you will find in every company a positive person. He is the key person who is getting things done under the delegated authority of CEO. So that's not possible. Once they come to know, this is not an impossible thing. And once they come to know, because I used to tell the workers, your growth is linked with the company growth. इसका फायदा होगा, तुमको बोनस मिलेगा, सैलरी बढ़ेगी. नहीं होगा तो बंद हो जाएगी. So somehow we have to convince that growth of a company is my growth. What happens means SMEs are quite aware about the lean. You just go Sonipat, Faridabad, everywhere means throughout the country it has been done, and they have become better informed than the organized sector companies. They are less aware. So this is not it. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the great presentation. Really nice to learn from your experience. Thank you.
So let me quickly, because some of the questions you have already answered. So what I will do in the interest of time, I will try to just read out some questions. Change agent, you have already answered. Now Mr. Chandra is asking that, are you are our skill training institution under the skill training programs of various production centers are equipped on ZED?
See, during the first campaign, 500 crores as per the budget of Ministry of MSME was spent in hundreds of training programs to develop consultant, assessors, and trainers across the country. I myself was involved throughout across the country. FICCI, CII, and NPC were the nodal agencies. They did it. So today, in the country, thousands of trained consultants are there in these subjects. So there is no shortage of consultant, how to implement it. Model is structured, whole audit system is digitalized, everything is in place. But of course, means their competency develops with due course, but definitely it is working.
No.
The new schemes launched, yeah.
Rajiv Guhaji is asking that our Indian CEOs are ready for these techniques for the change.
What I observed, there used to be reluctance. पहले उनको लगता था कि सरकार की कोई स्कीम है ऐसी है. They think like that. But once it started, I'm just telling, one of the waste is the inventory waste. Even a lot of CAs are there. I'm just asking, is inventory asset or liability? Jain Sahab, आपका opinion क्या है?
No, you are right. You are right, because these are quite, this required now not only finance and accounting. These are more or related to your technology, your production, your processes. So if you take my opinion, so I always say that finance is not with the CFO. Finance is with everyone else other than CFO. So in nutshell, this is my take.
To answer your question, Mr. Singh,
Yes, sir.
You see, financially, we treat inventory as an asset, as
Yes.
per Ind AS and as per chartered accounting, etc.
Yeah.
But it's such a big waste, right? It in business terms, okay, or in management terms, it's a clear-cut liability if it is just not to smooth the flow. Anything over and above that, which is usually more than half of the inventory, is a pure liability.
Yes. So based on the lean interpretation, this is the worst liability. And when CA rules were made, then the demand was more than the supply.
So now this Mr. Praveen has the same question which I think Mr. Abhishek has asked regarding change. Change is not easy. How to manage the change? So you have already answered. So now I would invite Mr. Anil Jain to please share your views.
May I add one small point here on this last two questions which you mentioned? One of the things I hear Dr. Singh having said is that it's not an option. What we're asking, do they have the mindsets? They don't have the mindset. He gave example of China and so on. The point is, if you want long-term survival and growth, you have to go this path. And those people who will not have the mindset and who will not be willing to implement those practices and etc., they will eventually, aaj nahi, 2 saal mein, 4 saal mein, 5 saal mein, 10 saal mein, 15 saal mein, they will be out of business.
Yes.
So this is what I hear the big message. So so this question to my mind, it's like begging the question. So one has to simply do it for survival. Thank you.
In fact, the best example is that Hindustan Motors and Toyota. I did some research. Almost the same time, 1950s, they started. Hindustan Motors and the Toyota both. In I think 2014, Hindustan Motors closed forever and Toyota became a topmost company in the world. So this is a basic difference of bringing a change and adopting a new system. So same thing will happen to many companies every day. Many companies are closing and new are taking birth.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Yeah,
Mr. Singh.
now you can share your views and conclude.
Right, thank you, Mr. Singh. In fact, your presentation was very nice. You used very simple language to explain. Everything got through pretty well. So I personally, on behalf of the panel, attendees, and BGMF, thank you from the core of my heart that it was an excellent. And there should be, a lot of take homes today. All the present people here, I think, would agree with me. What I think, what you said in one of your slide was, if you really want to be MSME to MNC, only one way, that is world-class manufacturing. Very, very rightly said. And the key to success is global competitiveness. So this is something which I liked very much, very much. And one more very important thing, in Indian, perspective, what you said, that why Indian MSME failed to grow. It's because of the limiting mindset. And they take training as cost, not as investment. So these are very nice, take homes for your presentation today. I'm really thankful once again, Mr. Singh and all the attendees. And see, we were almost 29, 30 people, and you can see 23 are still there intact, glued to the screen. This itself is success of your presentation. So once again, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You deserve a big round of applause, Mr. Singh.
Thank you, Mr. Jain.
And you also touched upon one very important point, that is for the correspondence course. That's a great idea. We as a BGMF, we will discuss internally and we will come back to you on this. And I think, Pankajji, we can definitely think upon this and we can do something in this regard. For sure.
Yeah, Mr. Rao also have some question. Mr. Rao, please go ahead with your question.
Mr. Chalpati Rao?
Yeah. Yeah, you are on mute. Rao Saab, you are on mute.
No, Rao Saab, can you hear? Yeah, now you are on mute. Please come on.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Since you made an excellent presentation. आपका जो knowledge है और जो experience है, see, right now I am working with Kaizen people. I know the Kaizen team in India. They are implementing, few Kaizen processes in our company, and definitely काफी बहुत ही ज़्यादा changes है. So आप जो subject के बारे में बोल रहा है, I am not that knowledgeable as you are, but I have a fair understanding how good it is for the companies. मेरा एक request है, there will be many companies. India में तो definitely है, abroad में भी काफी ऐसी companies है जो if they implement it, it will help a lot. I would like to connect you to the AGA, Association of Ghana Industries here, and maybe that will give you an opportunity for you to share your experience with companies in overseas. If in principally अगर आपको okay लगता है, तो then we can discuss we can discuss this issue and see how we can arrange a meeting. So यहाँ पे कई Indian companies है जो आपका experience से benefit हो सकता है. So we can discuss this, and thank you for everything. I never knew about ZED, but by God's grace and through you, I came to know that. Thank you once again.
In fact, I have implemented, I have trained the people in Qatar Steel. They called me twice, in Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, all these countries. The simple way how Lean can be implemented. It will be a pleasure for me to share my little knowledge with the industry across the border.
Thank you.
So now I am taking this opportunity to present our certificate of recognition to Shri Akhilesh Singh Ji. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Jain Saab.
So with this, now we are ending our program. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you and good night. Thank you and good night.
Good night.